Shall we stop pissing about and play some tennis? Okay, a live stream from San Diego. Should be an interesting one. A really interesting one. While they're doing the warm-up, I'll go through the notes from the trading tips email. We've played once before. Kenin won in 2016. I think that was in the juniors. It's on a hard court, straight sets. Hard win percentages in the last year are a little better for Kenin. Potapova beat Parks in 3 sets and Jabeur in 2. Quarterfinals in Miami, second rounds in Austin, and also the Australian Open. That didn't sound right, but it is. Kenin had a good win over Potapova in the first round. In the last round, started really badly against volley nets. She won 4 points on serve in the first set, and it looked likely that she would retire. However, she fought back to win. Third round in Miami, semis in Hobart. 12-month hard stats better for Kenin on serve. Favour Potapova on return. Kenin's thigh has been heavily bandaged this week in both the matches. Shoulder also had some support in the last round. She was definitely struggling. Volley nets really let her off the hook in the last round. And in the same situation, I don't think Potapova is going to do the same. So I'm looking to back Potapova around about 2.2 to 2.3. Take some liability out at 165. I still think we've got a chance of 3 sets. I think it's probably going to be a bit of a mess. I am favouring Potapova. Let's get a barrage of emails just before we start. As always, the stream, tying myself up in my headphone cable. Stream will be recorded, copy going on both the Tennis Profits and TradeShark sites. If you missed the last stream, I'm going to be combining the live streams from now on so that both sets of members get a stream every week. I don't have to do an extra stream. It's a win-win. I don't usually get nervous before a match, but I'm actually quite apprehensive of this one. That's what you get for trading the previous days, and if they have a nightmare. Kenin played extremely well in the first round. See that strapping still there on a thigh? It's got to be 2 inches thick. Okay, here we go. Hold on to your butts. Ideally, we want a slow start from Potapova. Yesterday, Kenin was poor right from the start, so she won. Here we go. She won 4 points in the first set on serve. That's pretty dismal by anybody's standards. I think any first entry is going to be a little cautious. I mean, as always, take the Tennis 24 stats with a pinch of salt. Quite often they'll show that somebody's had 100% first serves in. Haven't really been watching to see if that's the case. On the second serve, maybe they've got it correct. That's a double fault. At times, especially in the Kenin match yesterday, it was painful trying to watch them hold serve. Some really long games. Break point. How cautious will I be? Let's stick to 100. Break anyway. Going to be cautious until I've seen both of them serve. But obviously, if Potapova does get broken here, I will be backing it. Another one. I think the only player who had decent stats yesterday was actually Garcia. Sloane Stephens helped her out a lot though. So we got a break. Second serve. There we go. Pop a little one in. Never said that before. So, how is Kenin going to serve today? You would think if she's in pain, I don't know if she's in pain, but she would be pretty well dosed up at the start. I say from the start yesterday, she was awful on serve. Good serve. Okay. It's gonna be like that, is it? Love to 30 all. Tennis 24 playing catch up. Don't think I'm cautious enough to take some out just yet. Let's wait for the break. Don't let me down. It's quite a big first serve right on the line. Okay, it's a bit early to have regrets, but should I have taken some out? Ah, no chance. I'm still not going to take any out. Bring it on. Double fault. Oh, for crying out loud. Here we go again. Same as yesterday. Nobody can finish a game off. Be surprised if I get a third chance. I will take it if I do. Which guarantees I won't get it. Ooh. Not much of a move, but play the game. So I can see where the price has gone, how high it's gone, where they started, just a reminder of start price, etc. Okay, 3 break chances wasted. Surprised if she gets another one. So probably was the right thing to do. We're dealing with small numbers at the minute. The way the matches went yesterday, it just didn't make any sense to have big volumes. Right, the quick comment in the TP room. The plan that's posted on the trading tips email and then the suggested trades is an A plan. What you have to do is match what you do, match your decisions to what's actually happening. Said from the start, I'm really not confident as to how this thing is going, which is why I've kept liability low. She just missed 2 break chances, so when I got the third time, I didn't expect her to take that either, and I was correct. If you want to be risky, you need to be gambling. Okay, I'm trying to trade this at the minute. I may not be watching too much of the comments in the rooms. Is it Potapova with the problem today? One from 5 on second serve, Potapova. Now that now that we've seen her have a better game, maybe it wasn't the best idea to take some liability out. The truth is, we didn't know that. Obviously easy to know what you should have done after the event. Fairly similar stats, to be honest. Other than Kenin's faced 3 break points. Potapova faced just 2, one of them taken. But there'll be plenty of time as the match goes on to get more into the market. It's safe to say the Kenin match in particular yesterday left some mental scars. Salvaged most of the red by the end of it, but it's a bit like knitting fog. It's a decent start from Kenin. I think of the 2, you'd expect her to tire or have problems physically as the match goes on. Both her and Volinets yesterday looked absolutely shattered at the end, and towards the end, to be honest. Very different start from Kenin. She looks a better player so far. on the right side. But the price is getting to the stage where I'm going to top up. It's not a bad time. Liability is still going to be low. Just need her to calm down a little bit, Kenin. Okay. But this is exactly why I wanted to keep the liability low in the first few games. Didn't know whether she was going to be the same as she was yesterday. Potapova's stats weren't amazing against Jabber. She doesn't look good actually physically at the moment. She looks to be struggling. Break to love, not a good sign. I'm going to get out there actually. Potapova doesn't look very well. I say her stats against Jabber yesterday were average, really. It's just that Jabber was awful, especially on second serve. Potapova fought well. There's been a couple of instances in the early games where she didn't look very comfortable at all. Obviously when a player's a double break up, it's a good chance to enter if it's your first entry to the market. She just looks a bit lethargic so far. If she can make any inroads into this service game. Of course she will, knock them out. Different player, Kenin, today. Brian's just replied to my post on his video. Those of you who missed the start of this or the pre-chat before the stream, tennis trading community put a video up saying that what happens with favourites below 1.5 when the score gets to 3-3 or 3-4, they just write the set off. Really? I just had to put a comment on that. He doesn't get that I was taking the piss. I don't think he did. Yeah, obviously the strong favourite gets to 3-3, he's not won the set. Stuff this, can't win. Try in the next set. Absolute clown. Talking of clowns, Potapova love 15. So I really need to see a little bit more energy from Potapova. I'm going to be laying in the second set. Follow-up answer to the previous comment about why did I take liability out, because this was a possibility when you've got players who are fluctuating so much in form from one day to the next. Seem to take it in turns. Another comment in TP. How do you know it's the bottom of the market if you're not looking out for a change of momentum? Because that's what makes it the bottom of the market, isn't it? Normally around about 1.5 to 1.6 you get some resistance to the market going any lower, but if you get another break of serve, obviously it's going to go lower. Obviously, if Kenin does break here, that means she's serving first in the second set. I think the price will mean it's okay to have a late. Just concerned at the energy levels from Potapova. She's still got that support on her shoulder again. Alright, Potapova does finally get the hold. Got to bring these over. Okay, we're going to get stats for serving for the set. Looks like all is not well with the live section. Yeah, I think so. Umpire's radioing for something. Not a surprise, says she's oh, they always give you a crap camera angle. I'm not sure it's injury, I think she's feeling sick. Let's see if she starts manipulating anything. Could be wrong. See what treatment she gets. Yeah, feeling sick. Blood pressure check. Kenin 71% of service points won. Because the market is playing the score. It's exactly what it does. There's a mathematical price that at any score, mathematically, the price should be at the same price at that particular score. Now the traders affect that to some degree. That's exactly how the market works. That's why you can get value entries like, for example, a double break. The market acts as if the set's over, but it isn't. Alright, here we go. See if the medical timeout works its magic. Didn't notice if she was given a tablet or anything. Anybody see it? I normally give them something if they've checked their blood pressure, because they usually check it because they're feeling lightheaded or sick. Looks like Kenin's going to take this, which means Potapova serves first. It would be wise to let her have her service game. Potapova 5 from 16 on second serve, and her first serve percentage is low at 54. She is feeling sick. She's not going to feel less sick while she's running around on a tennis court. Maybe do some of Djokovic's magic chocolate. Or Halep's magic chocolate. I must say I'm surprised that she was caught doping. I don't know all the details, but she was near the top of the game when it supposedly happened. I think she had a lot more to gain from not doping than she would have done from doping. But who knows what happens behind closed doors. 17 points, 1 on serve from Potapova. More than 4 times what Kenin had in the first set yesterday. And she got battered 6-2. So if Potapova's feeling sick, I don't see what she can do to come round from that, unless there are some tablets she can take. Kenin's stats pretty solid, 67% first serve percentage, 12 from 18, 67% on first serve, and lost just 2 on second serve. 3 break points faced, all in her first service game. Was it her first service game? Seems a long time ago. Yep. The extended rest is going to help Potapova a little bit. Is it going to be enough? Okay, second set. Potapova to serve. Not too many signs from the first set to encourage me to lay. See how this first game goes. Because the scores are messed up on the TP page. Currently showing advantage to 15 on this game. Just corrected, I think. What? Last thing you want to do when you're feeling sick is keep putting your arms above your head. Another double. Is that another double? No. She got it in. Other than the price, I can't think of a reason to lay. I really don't think she's going to last the set. I did say the same against for Kenin yesterday, but she was just not winning points. Potapova was physically struggling. And everybody can see that, so I think even if Kenin doesn't hold here, the market's going to be not really too willing to go with Potapova. Unless it's about to prove me wrong. You can certainly argue that the price is low, but it's not just that she's playing poorly, she's physically struggling. Wow. Setting a break, doing his magic. You gotta be kidding me. That just makes no sense at all. If I was here on my own, I would be tempted to be backing Kenin there. I'm not, because it's awful value. I'm not going to do it. And I stand by what I said. If you're feeling sick, you do not want to be putting your hands and arms above your head. I don't know for certain she's feeling sick. She did have a blood pressure taken, which is usually what they do when a player's dizzy or nauseous. Another double. Well, it would have been worth laying at a set and a break. I'm going to use a small stake just in case. It makes no sense. Kenin broken to love in the last game. Could just be the set and a break effect. Bizarre matches this week. Maybe she did get some tablets and they took a few minutes to take effect. Certainly took Kenin by surprise. I'm going to take the situation stats away because they ain't making TP look good. I'm sure that'll be fixed tomorrow. So does Kenin find a serving boots again? Tennis is weird. More liability. Like I said, there was no reason for this turnaround. But the only possible one is that she was given some medication and it took a while, took a few minutes to kick in. Could do with some of that myself, whatever it was. How long can we ride this one? Unfortunately, not a massive position. Double faults are coming back. Probably pushed my luck enough on that one. Okay, how's the bubble burst? Could be Kenin was just taken by surprise and was expecting Potapova to quit. And she used all her energy up getting the lead. So difficult to read these sickness, injury situations. Don't know how much of it is put on. Well, that's great, but Kenin's won just 1 point on serve in this set. Yeah, definitely. A late 117, set a break. I do normally say that I need a really good reason not to take a set and a break entry. I couldn't really come up with a reason to lay, other than it was low. You don't know how players are going to react to not being well. I mean, some just never mind players. Some people don't react well to illness, injury. Some just brush it off. Some act like the biggest baby you've ever seen. I think I'm happier at the moment to have the green on Kenin. See what happens next. Definitely not a match you want big money in. Well, I don't anyway. Kenin needs to find a serve. I just muted my mic then for a second. Talking to myself. Well, momentum's back with her. It was almost like Potapova got to the top of the hill. Don't speak too soon. You can spot momentum changing in the stats if, and I'm not sure what stake the tennis profits. Let me have a look. What I used to do was rely on the stats such as Tennis 24, but you have to monitor them all the time to be able to see the changes, which is why I wanted the streaming graphs in Tennis 24. So just keeping an eye on the score as well. She's held there. So we've got Potapova is in blue, and this is for the whole match. So Kenin ahead, first serve percentage, no real change. You can see there Kenin's first serve rating dipped. It lost its momentum towards the end of that set, and then, as you can see, fell off a cliff. And there in the first serve points won, that dip in the graph there was potentially a change in momentum we've seen from the just from the score itself. See that big drop there. See, she's struggling again now. She's given everything she had, I think. Let's try and get back into it. But definitely these graphs are a good way to spot it. If you're not a member of Tennis Profits, then just monitoring, and you can do it, it's what I used to do, just monitoring how first serve percentages, first serve points won, second serve points won, how those fluctuate throughout a match. And it's surprising how often you can spot it just as it's about to happen. Obviously something needs to have happened, the change needs to have started for you to notice anything, so you're not going to get it right at the top of the price, top of the market even. You don't need to get the very best entry price, you don't need to get the very best exit, just as long as you get a big enough of difference between the two. I wasn't sure how long Potapova could keep the run going, and I think the thing that decided me was when she hit another double fault. It can be if you've had a player who's serving and holding particularly well, and then all of a sudden they're struggling, maybe hitting a few more double faults. That can be an indication. See, she's recovered here. I thought she was going to get broken. There's no exact answer. There's no exact science. You're short of having a crystal ball. I've even bought a crystal ball and it doesn't bloody work. She's going to dig herself out of this, isn't she? Not this time. And when we're trading a match instead of just a straight punt, we don't need to know who's going to win, don't really know who's going to win the set. Although obviously if there's a strong indication that someone is going to win the set, it makes the trade a hell of a lot easier. She can't finish this. How many chances has she had in this game? 3 break points wasted for Kenin. Careful if she allows Potapova to hold here. Fourth break chance. Come on, make my life easier. Take one of these. You can't do it. Any danger signs for Kenin now? Six from 16 on second serve. Potapova. She's still on serve for now. Hasn't lost a point on first serve in the set. Just take one, for crying out loud. Let's get the next match on. Probably should take a little bit out just to change the break-even price. Don't really want to. What was her last service game like? She's only held once in the set. She's now a set and a break up again. Let's take a little bit out. Let's not be silly. Never going to be a big money game. I think from the reaction of Potapova in the last couple of games, she's now feeling crap again, physically. So I'm going to hopefully just ride this down. I would say the next game's crucial. If Kenin can hold, I really can't see Potapova holding her game. But famous last words, you never know. This week you never know, even less than you normally never know. That doesn't make sense. Go on, serve this out. Let's see if the next game's going to be better. Wanting to rest is Potapova. Come on, concentrate. Standard of tennis in this tournament is shocking. Shocking. It's going to be an amazing effort if she manages to hold this next one. Pressure on Kenin if she can get a hold though. Well, tiny stakes on this one. It's probably wise to keep them low. One saved. She's going to save another. Well, that's that one. Okay, we'll do the next one as well, I think. Okay, back just in time. See who's serving. Garcia's serving. Okay, see what we get from this one. Played twice before. Collins leads 2-0. Most recent October 2022 on hard court straight sets. She won on hard in 2019 in straight sets. Hard win percentages are fairly even. Collins reached semis last season, beat Chirico in 2 sets in the last round, Ostapenko in 3 sets in the last round. Did I say last round twice? 11 double faults in that match with Ostapenko. Both players broken 6 times. She reached quarterfinals in Montreal as qualifier in August, semis in Austin, 3rd round Australian Open, quarterfinals in Adelaide. Garcia played well to beat Stevens in 3 sets in the last round, although Stevens didn't have a great day on serve. Garcia lost in the 1st round of the US Open, quarterfinals in Cleveland, 4th round in Indian Wells, and reached the final in Monterey, 4th round of the Australian Open. 12-month hard stats better for Garcia on serve and favour Collins on return. Predicted holds favour Collins, good chance of 3 sets. Stats in the last month are better for Collins. Looks like being a close match. I am giving a slight edge to Collins. See what her price is, 165. She's actually drifted out 9 or 10 ticks since this morning. So the plan was to back Collins around 220 and remove liability at 165 and to lay the set 1 winner. Probably keep that more or less the same. So I'm quite flexible with target prices. So let's see what we get from this one. Garcia serves. I think if they both play their best tennis, Garcia would have the edge. She hasn't played her best tennis for a while. Collins had to fight pretty hard to get back against Ostapenko in the last one. The match gives us, try to look for some sort of value entry. Trades are usually easier if your expected winner does win it. Although if it is a bit of a mess with a lot of breaks, etc., it's easy to get forced out of the market. So the pattern in the stats does strongly suggest it's going to go to 3. So I think Collins has just dropped back down to where she was this morning. Low where she was. She was 156 this morning. Okay, here we go. Getting better this match. Let's start for Garcia. Love. So the crowd's going to be with Collins. Avoid juice. Second serve. Juice it is. Round to Garcia, I think. Both with a decent first serve percentage, over 70%. Sudden Garcia looking a little uncertain. Tempted to lay 1540. Let's go for a little one. Keep it small. Garcia did serve well in that first game. Lost the plot a little bit in that one. I expect it to go to 3 sets, as long as the price is reasonable. I will lay if a player gets a break point. The idea behind that being that there's always a chance the server's going to recover. She didn't in this case. Quite a contrast between Garcia's two service games. And a little bit of pressure on Collins, so maybe there's a chance of a break. From 40-15 to deuce. After the first two games, I'd given the points to Garcia. That soon shifted. Because I was going against my pre-match favourite. Didn't want to lay with too much liability. Really did look like 3 sets. Garcia's managed 2 decent games. One on serve, one on return. That was it. Early days. You need to take care of your own service games though. How long do I sit on this lay? Garcia doesn't produce anything. Not very long at all. It's almost like a different player from the first couple of games. Absolute head case. This is actually the Garcia that I expected to see. So when she came out, I wasn't over impressed with her win over Stevens. Stevens wasn't good. And Garcia, I think, had lost in the first round. of the US Open. But did look good for a couple of games. We need some, excuse me, signs of life from Garcia. Again, I think we had the same situation in the last match. Double break up. Normally that's a good place to enter a match. As it's not going to go too much lower in the set. It's not that long ago that Garcia had an absolutely awful run of form. I don't think she was injured. It was all in her head. Barely win a match. I think some of it was perhaps to do with her dad was coaching her. It did seem a bit weird. But she pulled herself up. She's got herself into the top 10 again. Double fault. Oh, I told you it was going to be close. To get hold of serving before the end. Again, similar to the last one, the only real reason to lay is the price. Didn't take it in the last one. Probably got to in this one. Hold up confidence. I don't think Collins is too worried about this game. I think if I'm going to lay Collins, the way this first set's gone, I'll wait until the set's over. Get every tick I can. Of course, if Collins does serve it out, Garcia serves first in the next one. She's only faced 2 break points. Both were taken. Collins only 50-50 actually. A little better to serve out the set. So we've got the choice, if Collins does serve this out, Garcia is going to serve first in the next set. Can either wait for her to have a service game, or we can lay half at the start of the set and half after Garcia's service game. What that does is, if she gets broken, lets you get a chunk of your stake in at a really good price. I think I'll probably go for that option. Benefits of not entering at all until she's had a service game. Obviously, if she does get broken, you get all your lay stake in. It's a set and a break entry. First half in there. So ideally Garcia needs to find her level from the very first game of the match. And Collins needs to drop off a bit. Pretty good stats for Collins, 75% first serve percentage, 82% points won on first serve, 60% on second, no break points. Garcia, her best stat is her first serve percentage, 76, 54% points won on first serve, 50% on second, faced 2 break points, and both of them taken. So even though I thought there was a chance that Garcia was going to struggle, didn't think it'd be quite that easy for Collins in the set. Garcia had a recent quarter-final in Cleveland. Yeah, pretty much price is the only reason for laying. Second sets can be completely different to the first. Not always, but you never know. Might get lucky. Plus liability is only low. If she does hold and it's relatively easy, so if she does close it out fairly easily, it's 2 easy service games in a row. Slightly positive, or more positive than the rest of the set. I mean, as bad as Potapova was, and obviously she was sick as well, she managed to recover a bit, didn't she? You just never know. Here we go. 40 love to 40-30. Is she going to scrape through? Convincing service game would have been nice. Not even sure she's going to hold now. Here we go. This is why when a player struggled in the first set, you don't want to put all your stake on them if they're serving first in the second, because it could well be that their form from the first is going to continue. Would have been nice if she'd had at least 1 break point in the previous set. Already had multiple chances to close this one out. Double fault. I don't know, Garcia's helping her out quite a bit. But yeah, Collins is much stronger. She almost looks... It's almost like somebody shot her. Somebody shot her with a tranquilizer after that first game of the first set. Do I want to add to this? It does not look good for it. Setting a break. It doesn't add much to the liability. See if setting a break can do its magic. If not, with the liability that I've got, if I was to lose the 45, it's not the end of the world. Stats really did suggest at the start it was going to be a 3-setter. Collins certainly didn't make easy work of the last match. Could obviously just take the 26 and think, no, Garcia's not in this. It's very hard to predict a turnaround at this sort of situation. How many times do you get out and then you look back at a match a few minutes later and it's the other player's recovered? If Collins is going to hit shots like that, probably dive out now. So I'm going to jump out now. She's just in the zone, I think. Not saving myself much by getting out there. Garcia's giving her a lot of encouragement. You see what I mean? You just can't tell. You cannot tell. I would usually enter after the break at least with some of the stake, just in case there is an immediate break back. Really, I'm now committed to that liability. Did look like a lost cause. Not quite lost. Very strange. So Garcia just seemed to. You can almost see the confidence just drain away from her. Very good first game. Bit of pressure. Let's just have a look. Hell to love at the start. Took Collins to juice in the second game. And then that was more or less it. Let's see if she can fight back a bit in this one. So really I'm committed to... It did look like Collins was going to run away with it. But then when Garcia just fought back a little bit, bear in mind I did expect this to be closer than it has been. I've got back in, sort of lost 4 ticks worth of value there. Liability is still low. We've seen matches like this turn around so often. It just tends to be when you're not in the market that it happens. Obviously, need to hold here. First game she was 40 love up, wasn't she? Come on, close this one out. There we go. On the board. More positive game. So she managed to take Collins to deuce in the last one. Can she go one better? Well, two better technically, isn't it? Break point would be one better. Okay, let's have some pressure. Give us the pressure. Loads of pressure. Collins not making the same mistakes in this game. Turn around looking less likely. Another break against Garcia. I would say that's going to be pretty much it. A battle on her hands to get back from one breakdown. I don't think she'll come back from two. Faults won't make it easier. 2 from 6 on second serve. It's going to be a downfall, I think. She can sort it out. Not looking good. He's got one. Yeah, we definitely need Collins' level to drop. Decent hold in the end. Keeps us interested. Well, I mean, the right decision was not to get out and then get back in again. So I'd written her off in my mind. And then she proved me wrong to get back to juice. But I think now getting back in at 1.1, certainly not a bad price to be getting in. Yeah, I'd certainly look at that. We're looking at 1.2 if she does get the break back. Well, I would look to reduce liability. It wouldn't be in a position to get out completely. Collins has dropped just 3 points on serve, which was in that her first service game. Here we go. Maybe we get a bit of pressure in this one. progress. Just unfortunately the set isn't long enough at that rate of progress. We're playing to first to 20, isn't it? Coins price graph looks like a ski jump. Pressure back on Garcia. Both matches have been low liability ones. Not really the trade I wanted to do on this one. It's a bit of an enforced plan B. Then on second serve. Oh. Oh no. Shall we stop pissing about and play some tennis? Very slightly. Excuse me. This one. Did not want to be at deuce. Come on, dig yourself out. Let's not crumble. Six from 13. Oh, gets it. Well, at least she's fighting, although that's what you'd expect from a top 10 player. Just got to find a way to get hold of this Collins serve. Still only one break point in the set. Don't know if Collins is going to get tight as she gets towards the end here. She's been in control all the way through. Safe for me. I feel she should have done a bit better with that one. She is missing a few more first serves, but it doesn't really make much difference. Doing well on a second. No real let up all the way through from Collins. Garcia taking slightly better care of her own serve than she did in the first set. She's running out of time now. I think I'll swing at some of these. Try and save herself the trouble of having to serve it out. It's a good serve. Second serve point. Strange shot from Collins. You do not want 30 all. And there it is. That piles the pressure on. Double fault. Oh dear. Oh, second serve, second serve. 8 from 15. Good luck. Double fault again. Oh, there you go. Never really had a chance to do too much in this one. Oh, perhaps the decision not to get in the second set. Oh, she's not done yet. Hold the phone. Sit back down. Where are you going? Don't touch that dial. You'll miss the third set. Oops. Second serve. Solid performance from Collins. Pretty poor from Garcia. I expected Collins to win, but I thought it was going to be more competitive. Well, that's it for tonight. Thank you for watching. I'll get the recordings up on the site hopefully tomorrow, and I'll see you on the next one.